I love to introduce myself, Sean Venable, the Wealth Mindset Motivator. What does that mean? I help 9 to 5 corporate athletes, entrepreneurs, and business owners build generational wealth and obtain financial freedom. I do it primarily through real estate, but what I love is I have an opportunity to meet with some of the most amazing and brilliant minds all around the world. And guess who I have here with me today? My brother from MMC, which is a business builder community, Mr. Gardy, real estate CEO. So without further ado, we're going to dive into it, have some really good conversation around real estate, how you can enter in from an investment side, a little something called wholesaling that Gardy's going to dig into it with us. But Gardy, listen, check this out. We know under Coach Glenn, we have 4 clarity questions of
Right.
how we introduce ourselves. So those questions are who you are, what you do, why you do it, and who you do it for. Let the people know who you are,
Hey, what's up, guys? So first and foremost, I'd like to thank Sean for inviting me out to just to be on this platform, just to engage and connect. My name is Gardy. I'm a father. I'm a real estate investor, and I focus on wholesaling in real estate. And I do it for my son. The reason why is that I want to have my time and financial freedom. I'm in a co-parenting space, so I want to be involved as much as possible when I'm at a distance. So that's one of the reasons why I do what I do.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I love that. And I hear the passion in your voice as you talk about your why. So, for those who may be very, very new to real estate and premature, we know that you know so much in this space, and I've had the pleasure of just being able to hear you speak and talk. Can you give people a quick definition of or introduction into what wholesaling is? Because we have a lot of people that are interested in getting started, and they don't know the definitions of the terminology.
Right. So wholesaling is pretty much you're finding a property, you're putting it under contract. Somebody is looking to sell rather quickly. They have some type of motivation. They could be facing foreclosure, some type of like taxes, or just real life emergencies where they need cash. They need to be able to transition. So looking for those type of properties. And what we do is that we get these properties under contract and then we turn these properties over to other investors, for a profit in between. Like Sean, she would take the project over, she'll go through the rehab, and the reason why it's beneficial for Sean is because she probably works a job, but also she has to spend her time, going through the rehab, managing the contractors. So she may not have the time to go out, spend the money to be able to look for these deals, put in that effort. She'd rather have the deal, be brought to herself. So that's what I do with wholesaling. I do it virtually. I built a lot of relationships through some different markets, so I'm able to have other people on the ground and kind of walk them through the deals, and we kind of partner together. And that's how I'm able to do things, throughout throughout a few different areas.
Man, you're the plug, you're the plug, you're the plug. Grady, how long have you been doing this, and how did you get your start? Like, because I definitely understand your why. Like, I am rocking with that. I am so family oriented, and my why is all around that and the impact that I want to leave in this earth. But how did you even get started, and how long have you been doing this?
Right. So my family's in real estate, so I kind of grew up already understanding, that my parents when I was growing up, they always rented out, another room in the house from day one. So I kind of grew up always knowing that we have a tenant inside of the house, and it was to always offset the bill. So I kind of grew up knowing that, push comes to shove, we know we can rent this extra room, to rent this house out. So my dad planted the seed a long time ago. And what started happening was that my dad was able to, work a job, build your 401k, and then, take the loan out of the 401k and then be able to go invest in real estate. What was happening was, I was just coming across other people being on YouTube, on social media. They was talking about how to get started in real estate with no money, how you can do wholesaling, how you can make, $5,000, $10,000. And I said, well, this makes more sense. I can make this type of money now instead of, working a job for like 10 years, wait till I have the capital and then pull that money out. So I kind of been a course junkie, a book junkie for a very long time growing up. And I didn't start taking it seriously until about 2019. 2018, I lived in Virginia for a long time. That's where I went to school at. And I got burnt out working 2 jobs. So I had to hit the reset button. I was on my own for a little bit, and I just had to come back home to be able to figure things out. And, I said to myself, if I'm going to, hit this reset button and kind of rebuild my life, I'd rather put it in a direction of like where I wanted to go. So I took the first year, 2018, just, learning, taking courses. 2019 is when, I really got serious. That's when I opened up my LLC. I got official, my business bank account and all of that stuff. And I closed my first wholesale deal in 2020. And once I saw that and I went through the process, I said to myself, this is the direction that I have to go to be able to build up, because now it's possible. Now I did my first transaction. Now my confidence level is kind of increasing a little bit. So that was how we got started. And the people that I learned from, I think, planted this seed extremely well. Some people may know I came from the Jay Morrison Academy,
Yeah.
and the foundation was always taught that when you're a real estate investor, I'm not just a wholesaler. I'm a real estate investor. I'm using wholesaling as a strategy. So that's how I was able to know what wholesaling is, what the buy and hold is, what fix and flip is, how to be able to analyze these deals. And I already knew the seed was planted in me to understand to build wealth. Wholesaling gets you in front of the deal, but you want to be able to take some of these properties down yourself, because that's gonna be the only way. You could wholesale to make some money, you could flip to make a little bit bigger money, but the real wealth comes when you actually buy and hold. You're able to collect cash flow, you have equity that you can tap into. So in my mind, I always wanted to be able to take down my own deals. I just didn't want to wholesale. I wanted to be in position to be able to take down and perform my own rehabs, be able to collect rent every single month. That was my end goal, and it still is my end goal. That's what we're focusing in on right now.
I'm sitting here in awe because there was something that you said, and I'm like, bam, that's a light bulb moment. You said your father planted the seed in you a long time ago,
Right,
where you saw that there were opportunities to offset bills.
right, correct.
Now you are standing on the shoulders of greatness. And if you hear yourself speaking, you're talking about changing the game and the
Right,
trajectory of someone else's life and your own. Your son will now stand on the shoulders of greatness, run further than you've ever run, and
of
do more than
course.
you've ever done because you're setting that example. That is what it is about.
Right.
Whew, okay, just had to do that there. Now, listen, you're on fire now. You definitely are knowledgeable. You have an end goal in mind. I love your vision. But if you could go back in time and tell your younger self, give your younger self some advice, what is one piece of advice that you would give your younger self?
So I'll give two pieces of advice, because this is what actually changed the game for me. Number one, I probably would have started at 18 years old. That's number one. With what I know right now, I will start as early as possible. Even if somebody's listening to this that they're under 18, have someone be part of your business that's 18 and older, right? That's the other way around it. But I would have started this, fresh out of high school, to be honest with you, just because of what I see now and how my life has took its course. Just the experience that I was able to build. I was able to build my life more off of like hard work ethic versus just climbing the corporate ladder. I did climb the corporate ladder, but finishing school and all of that stuff didn't work as best for me. But hard work and pushing in the right direction did. So I would start at 18. I wouldn't waste no time. So I'm 30 now, and I'm finally catching my wind a little bit. But I definitely would have started at 18. And the biggest game changer that changed for me was credit. That's how I was able to really get the ball rolling with this. I've been, doing mentorship calls. I've been around mentors who kind of like really taught me the credit game. And what I realized was that we kind of taught with credit to be able to just save it to like, buy a car, buy a house, emergency, family vacation, whatever it is. But we're not taught to like leverage it to be able to use it in business. And that was the biggest light bulb switch that kind of went off for me, because I was able to do these small deals, but it wasn't really enough money to be able to go perform actually on a deal. So I said to myself, I have to be in position to be able to get business credit so I can take down these deals and I can do these property rehabs. So it took me 2 years to be able to clean up my whole entire credit mess. And that was something that I learned in my 20s, where I was just carrying credit card debt, maxed out credit cards closing out, going into the collections account. And I really just had to ask myself, like, why was this happening? Why was I living like outside of my means? And once I took the time to really go through my budget, really, put the discipline behind getting my credit together. And once I was able to get capital to be able to go perform these real estate deals, I saw that not having money was not an excuse. I already knew how to find the deals, and then I already knew how to get the capital to be able to get into the deals. So that's how I did two of my biggest deals this year by leveraging credit to be able to put into the marketing, and then to be able to have the money for the down payment for the lender to be able to go buy my first real estate property. And I was able to do both of these deals literally off of credit. No money out of pocket, not saving any type of money, just me knowing the strategies, knowing how to leverage credit, and then put it behind, my wholesale marketing and be able to get my rental property. So I would get my credit together as early as possible and build a strong credit profile as early as possible. That's what's pushing me forward right now.
Oh my goodness. I heard start today and make sure from a credit standpoint you are in the position, because
Right,
when
correct.
opportunity knocks at the door, you want to be prepared. Okay, so I'm going to say young man now, right? Because I am much older than you. What I'm going to say is, for you to be in your 30s, what you're talking about, there are people that are 60 and 70 years old that are not where you are from a mental standpoint around being laser focused. So my question for you before I ask you how people can get in contact with you is, fast forward 10 years from now, tell me where Mr. Real Estate CEO will be. What will you be doing in 10 years?
Man, 10 years, I'll probably, like really just have, my time freedom, not having to, be at work. I'll be able to, see my son grow up. I'll be able to like interact. I wouldn't have like this financial pressure on me to be able, to like hurry up and make money to provide. I'll be able to have like other businesses. I like working out a lot. I like to travel a lot. So I'll be able to like just chase the, like life experiences and not have like money be a burden where I can't experience, like good health, good relationships with my family, good relationships, with my son, and just letting my businesses grow at that point.
Man, listen, you've blown my mind today. It's been amazing. So, Gardy, tell people how they can get in contact with you. How can they follow you? Um, because you are so multifaceted, people need to know what's going on. So, where can they follow you at?
Right. So, two places. I am on Clubhouse, with Sean. We're there every single Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. With Coach Glenn and his community. So I am reachable on there. You can always shoot me a message on Clubhouse, but I'm active on Instagram as well. So realestate.ceo is where you can find me at. You can shoot me a message. Like I said, I'm extremely active, even if I'm not, like in your area. Like I said, I have a strong following on social media, so I know a lot of people just by networking on social media. So I could always, connect you with somebody that's in your market if you ever need some help.
Gardy, thank you so much for taking just a few minutes of your time to share a wealth of knowledge about building generational wealth, how to get started in real estate. You've given us some amazing nuggets around how to strategize and really being laser focused on the end goal.
Right, right,
I
right.
believe that everything that you said 10 years from now, you'll be even further than what you've
Right. It's coming.
declared
It's
on
coming. I
this.
feel it and see it.
Yes, I feel it and I see it as well. Well, listen, guys, of course, we're going to have a part two. I've already let you know that, Gardy.
Of course, of course.
Yes, but I thank you so much for joining, for chiming in. If you have any questions, make sure that you reach out to myself. Follow Gardy. This is an amazing opportunity for you to build for your family. And if you don't remember anything else, remember the impact that we are all responsible for leaving in this earth well beyond when we leave. So, Gardy, thank you again. We're going to sign off. We'll wave to the people.
No
Good
problem.
night.
Nice talking to you guys.